Hi everyone, I'm Danielle with Trinity Readings. We are going to do the Leo December Tarotscope. So keep in mind these are general readings, so take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If you find that the reading doesn't resonate, you can always check your moon, rising, or Venus placements because sometimes those will resonate more. And I do offer personal readings. You can get all that information in the description box. All right, Leo, we're just going to check the energy of December for you, what to be aware of, what to expect, any messages that your guides have for you. I feel like there's a strong message about forgiveness. Forgiveness is going to help open the portal for you, or open the door, or open you up, like enlighten you, open you up to something more. And forgiveness doesn't mean that you are okay with somebody's bad behavior. Forgiveness doesn't mean justifying, right? Forgiveness also doesn't mean that you have to accept somebody into your life that is not healthy, right? Forgiveness is a way to release your own tension around it, release your own frustration with it. It could even be that there's a need to forgive yourself for what you perceive to be past mistakes, or for things that maybe aren't going perfectly for you right now. We are human, living a human experience. We cannot expect to be perfect at all times, you know? Let's see. Any other messages that are wanting to come through? Any clarification on the message of forgiveness? I kind of feel like you might be, putting boundaries up on the wrong thing. You've put up some sort of boundaries. You're putting up some sort of protection for your energy, and it is 100% good to protect your energy. But I feel like that you might be putting these boundaries up so strongly that you're maybe not seeing an opportunity. It's maybe making things more difficult for you. Again, I want to stress, I am not at all encouraging anybody to accept or tolerate or allow themselves to experience anything unhealthy. But I feel like you might be putting boundaries up with a person or with a situation because you feel some type of way about it, because you feel fear, or you've been told something about this situation that maybe isn't necessarily true, but you're putting boundaries up out of fear, when it might very well be the very thing that's going to help you heal your inner child. I also feel like there's this message that you have maybe walked away from a connection at some point in the last couple of months because this person maybe wasn't taking accountability, wasn't taking responsibility. You put up boundaries, and that's a good thing. Just be careful that you are being mindful that you're not stepping into the exact same thing with a different person. I also feel like it would be helpful for you to relax a little. Give yourself permission to have fun. Give yourself permission to experience life without so much protection around you. It's like you're protecting your energy so much that you're not giving yourself grace. You're not letting yourself again, enjoy the experience of life. You're trying so hard not to make a mistake that you're not seeing that sometimes that's how we learn. It's through trial and error. I definitely feel that overall there's something that you're not able to see completely clearly, either because there's too many boundaries put up or there's no boundaries at all. So let me see if we can get some more clarity on this. Instead of overly concerning yourself as to whether or not people are being open and honest and authentic with you, just fearlessly, continuously be yourself, express your truth, be completely authentic. And the people that are not willing to be authentic, that are manipulative, they're going to run from that, right? They're not going to... People that don't want to be honest and want to consistently wear a mask are not going to feel comfortable with somebody who is always unapologetically authentic. And I do feel that a lot of you have made a pretty significant change, probably put up some sort of boundaries, are probably looking towards something new, a new start. And again, I feel like maybe you have gotten so good with the boundaries that maybe you're like too good with the boundaries, or you have so much structure up that you're not leaving a lot of wiggle room for anything to flow in. You have some sort of supportive connection showing up. You have a soulmate connection showing up. You have supportive people around you. And I kind of feel like, oh, I want to be careful in saying this. It's like you've set the bar so high that everything appears to be beneath you. Again, I'm trying to be very careful with this because I want to encourage setting the bar, setting expectations, not settling for less than you know you deserve. But I kind of feel like you set the bar so high for yourself. You set such high standards for yourself that it's even impossible for you to kind of relax and have fun sometimes, right? And you're expecting people to match that energy, and that is what you are supposed to do. But these standards that you have set for yourself, how's that working for you? Like, are you able to relax and have fun? Or do you show yourself grace when you don't do things perfectly? You know what I mean? Again, I want to highly stress, I am not saying to settle for less. I'm not saying to settle for anything toxic. I'm not saying to take somebody back that has proven over and over, you know what I mean? But just look at the standards and the expectations and the bar that you have set for yourself and the boundaries that you're putting up for your goals, and make sure that there's not so much structure around it that you're not leaving space for somebody to come in and help you and be supportive. If you've got everything figured out to the point that you don't need anybody, that's a good thing, but that also doesn't allow for somebody to come in. If you assume that you don't need anything, then it's also, that puts you at risk for not being open to compromising in a healthy enough way to connect with another person. I've read for this girl for a really long time, and when we first started working together, that was what came up. Like, let's focus on boundaries. Let's focus on putting up better boundaries for yourself. She got really fucking good at putting up boundaries, and it was almost like too good. Like, it was nice to see though that she really did take herself seriously, you know? And I kind of feel like a lot of you might be in a very similar energy. You set these goals and expectations for yourself, and it worked, right? And you got yourself to a really good space. You've put up boundaries, but if it's okay to kind of ease up on that a little bit. Again, don't disrespect yourself, right? Don't lower yourself. But yeah, you are showing up as the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man is asking you to be willing to make a sacrifice for the greater good. Again, that does not mean sacrifice yourself to keep another person happy, because that's just feeding somebody's ego, right? But be willing to try to see another perspective. Surrendering is necessary for enlightenment. Or even simply just looking within, connecting to your higher self. 8 of Swords, but you're too much in your head. It's like you've had relationships with you had a relationship with somebody who was just a horrible communicator. They just a horrible communicator. So you told yourself, okay, I don't want to deal with that anymore. That was very traumatic. I will not accept any connection with anybody that is not a good communicator. And then the next person that you dealt with, they cheated on you, right? So you put up a lot of boundaries based on that, and you set these guidelines where you have to be a good communicator, you have to give me your password to your phone, you have to let me look through your phone. And so it's like you've set up all of these expectations because of past experiences, that you have this wall around you, and it makes it difficult for anybody to come through. Yeah, 4 of Wands is your sense of belonging. When we want to manifest a relationship, when we want to manifest friendships, connections with other people, just being close with other people, that's connected to our sense of belonging, right? Whether or not we feel connected to the world around us, how easily we feel that we connect with the world around us. And so if you feel that if you feel that you have it's kind of like because of the pain that you've been through and you put all these boundaries up, in some aspect you're isolating yourself, right? You're closing yourself off and you're not seeing yourself as being connected to other people. And that's going to make it difficult to connect at all. I do want to say this though, whatever you have done in the past month, 2 months, 3 months, you've done amazing. You have taken your power back. You've taken back control of your life. You've really gone through a very powerful change, a very powerful shift. But I feel like you're not feeling connected to other people, or it, and also like maybe the people that you are connected to aren't necessarily like celebrating your success or joining you where you're at. And that might be somewhat of a struggle. That might make you feel a little frustrated or a little bit closed off, because the people that you are connected to aren't really celebrating your success. And a couple things you need to know when it comes to that is it's difficult for people to adjust to change in general, right? And so when the people that we are close to go through some sort of drastic change, even if it's a change for the better, it's still a change, and it's difficult because people have gotten comfortable with this version of you, right? And now they're having to get to know a whole new version of you, and it's just a very difficult thing sometimes for people to adjust to. And I also kind of feel like a lot of the changes that you've made have been more internal than anything, have been more personal than anything. So it might just be something that people just aren't picking up on. I do also feel that for some of you, you've made some sort of change and adjustment that you know is like a really good change. It's a really healthy change, and you want the people close to you to make this change with you. My stepdad, I remember, smoked for a really long time, and when he quit smoking, he was so proud of himself, and that's a wonderful thing, right? But he had only quit for like not even a month, and I remember him telling everybody, oh, this is great, you need to quit smoking, you shouldn't smoke. And he's lecturing everybody about smoking, even though he was just smoking before. I feel like that for some of you, that might be the spot that you're in. You've made this adjustment in your own life that has really been helpful for you, and you want to bring everybody on board with you, but they're just not there yet, right? And it's not because they don't care. It's not because they're not happy for you, but you know, we all adjust to change differently. I do feel also that you maybe feel like you have lost people in this change. Again, even though this is a really powerful shift, you're not feeling connected to people, and you're wanting to feel connected to people. And honestly, I feel like, again, you just have to, I don't want to, it's not like you don't want to lower your standards. You want to be able to continue to nurture this value, what you know to be valuable for yourself. But it's also okay to celebrate this, to celebrate the success in your own way, right? Know that the changes that you've made will be seen and will be recognized when they will be recognized. You might be like ahead of your time with certain things, right? And again, you want to be able, like if you want to connect with people, all you have to do is just be yourself. You know what I mean? Be yourself, be authentic, be willing to, in some aspect, be willing to give people the benefit of the doubt, unless they've already proven you wrong otherwise, right? You're in such a really good spot, and I feel like you need to continue moving forward, to continue on this path, standing in your truth. But also when it comes to connecting to people, to ushering in supportive connections. You just have to recognize that sometimes you might be being a little bit protective of your energy. The right people will show up for you. You just have to be authentic. You just have to let yourself shine. You just have to keep moving with this. And also, again, I feel like you've set such high standards for yourself, okay? You've set the bar so high that you might be being like too like methodical about everything, right? Like you've just made this complete healthy lifestyle change, and you're not giving yourself any grace at all, right? Everything has to be perfect, right? You've set the bar so high that you're not giving yourself the grace just to be human. And I feel like you're just like consistently like, I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to do this. That's all good, but you have to be able to relax and have fun as well. I love you guys. Have a good month. Bye-bye.